You know, it's that time again. And I know you guys have been looking, so I got to get the grand entrance. You know, it's fashion, it's jazz, we're on the bus. Good morning, my DBS family. How are you guys doing? Let's see what's going on in the newsroom, and then when we come back, some excitement.
Good morning. We start with news that the government of St. Lucia has allocated $1 million in this year's budget to addressing regional connectivity issues. Speaking to reporters ahead of Tuesday's Parliament sitting, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierce said St. Lucia continues to talk with Antigua and Barbuda regarding LIAT 2020.
That $1 million, we want to use it strategically as far as regional travel is concerned. It is easier to get to Miami than to get to St. Kitts. Sometimes it's even cheaper to get to Miami than St. Kitts. That is unacceptable. You know, it's not a simple thing. But we have that allocation in the budget. As I said to the Prime Minister of Antigua, there has been no issuance of shares. Just an idea that Antigua is pursuing for now on its own. But we are speaking to them. We will continue to speak to them. And if the time comes, St. Lucia will take a strategic position as far as getting involved. But as we speak now, into discussions.
LIAT 2020 is being formed in partnership with Air Peace, a private Nigerian airline founded in 2013 to replace LIAT 1974 Limited, which was forced to fold due to increased debt and the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Water and Sewage Company WASCO is reminding the public that the island is experiencing extremely dry conditions, which has resulted in low water resources being available and hampering the company's ability to provide a steady water supply. The plea comes as a resident from Chickenback Street in Laguerre, Babono, expresses frustration over not receiving water for 2 months, while WASCO tanks have been reportedly overflowing.
It's 2 months I haven't get water from WASCO. My tank is empty. Yesterday morning I went to church, Pebush tank overflowing, Lakwa tank overflowing. I don't know what happened to WASCO. Call them, they're not answering the phone. And I find WASCO should have a proper ways for people for water. I asked someone to bring some water for me, he asked me $4.50 to carry water. I'm not paying $4.50 for WASCO for water a month. WASCO should have a truck to carry water for people, and at least you can get your payment back. When the month ends, you charge the people the amount of money they have to pay for water because you carry water for people.
The water company says one part of Chickenback Street receives a supply from Laguerre, whilst another receives from Plateau. The company admits that those receiving a supply from Plateau did experience an interruption due to dry conditions. However, they say service should have been restored between the 6th and 7th of May. Law enforcement news now. The RSLPF has charged a Bruceville man for the Jeffrey Jr. McFarland murder. On Friday, May 3rd, 2024, officers from the Major Crimes Unit formally cautioned and charged 32-year-old Thomas James alias Dimitri of Bruceville, Vieux-Fort for causing the death of 23-year-old Jeffrey Jr. McFarland. Jeffrey Jr. McFarland was fatally shot on Clark Street, Vieux-Fort on Saturday, February 10th, 2024. Thomas James alias Dimitri is currently in police custody awaiting a bail hearing. Meanwhile, on Sunday, May 5th, 2024, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, or RSLPF, recovered another firearm and ammunition in Richford, Dennery. The police officers on duty at the Richford Police Station were conducting traffic operations when they halted a motor vehicle occupied by 3 male individuals. A search of the motor vehicle and the individuals resulted in the discovery of 1 pistol containing 1 magazine and 11 rounds of .380 caliber ammunition. As a result, the following individuals were arrested and subsequently charged for the offences of possession of firearm as well as possession of ammunition. They are Garthive John, a 40-year-old resident of La Pointe Dennery; Edberg Sinclair, a 35-year-old resident of La Pointe Dennery; Jade Sinclair, a 27-year-old resident of La Pointe Dennery. The trio are currently in police custody awaiting bail hearings, and police are reminding you, if you spot it, report it. Your input can make a difference. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Kendall, as usual, thank you. We need to take a short break, but coming right back. we talk a lot. The industry of music and entertainment, it's a lot of talk. It's been going on for a lot of times on the island, but there's no denying that this industry is definitely in need of getting to the next level. But what do we do to get ourselves to that place? The talent is there. You know, the creators, we've got a lot of that. We've got a wealth of that. So finding out that we have a gentleman from the island who is actually taking a step to facilitate that initiative and to getting us into the next level of our music and industry is quite refreshing. Our next two features is definitely going to be breaking that down. Here's Paris. Right, we're here at the Paris Villas in Cap. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but we're here at Paris, and Paris, a lot is happening. You just in the process of doing some wonderful things. Thank you for joining us and sharing with us. We really want to find out what's going on here. You've got a camp, a full camp. Is it all musical based? What's going on? What is going on in your head?
Okay, so basically it's like a little retreat we put together. We wanted to bridge the gap between our local talent and everyone that's overseas, whether it be LA, New York. Toronto, we brought professionals from A&Rs to songwriters to engineers to producers that have all done really great things in the industry. Over 25 years of experience. You know, some of them have worked for major labels. Some of them have multi-platinum records. You know, so we wanted to kind of put something together where we have all of those aspects within the music industry and try to blend and bridge the gap and educate our locals and show them how to monetize their craft and all these different things so that we can bring back more economy to St. Lucia and, you know, continue to grow forward in the music industry.
You are definitely talking my language because, of course, the industry, I'm very much into that industry. And for a very long time, we have been talking a lot about that. We see in the fact that we've got talented persons on the island. That is not the question at all.
For sure.
The talent is not the problem. But then again, you and I both know that talent in this game is like 1%. You know, the business side of it, being able to market, being able to, you know, to drive what it is, that talent, it takes about 99%. So you being able to now bring that entire body of this is a brilliant start.
And to be honest, you can ask the camp leaders themselves, like they've been really impressed with all the locals that have been coming. They thought they were coming to teach from scratch. And they're just like, wow, you guys already have the product. All you need is the visibility. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So now we've kind of like altered our camp a little bit because it's a different dynamic. We want to do more hands-on where they're able to actually cook up with the producers. So at the end of the camp, we have, you know, a couple songs that are with multi-platinum producers and our artists. We could shop it, get them a bag, you know, like trying to raise that exposure in the international market.
No, come on, talk to me. Is that the first time you put on something of that sort?
This is the first time that we're doing it. We're trying to pioneer something new in St. Lucia and hopefully expand it globally as well. Well,
I mean, from my standpoint, I know why I would like that. What prompted you to decide that I'm capable, so let me do this for the local person? What's driving the passion for that?
Well, to be honest, I've always been in the music industry. I've been in the music industry in Toronto. I travel plenty different places and gotten a lot of different experiences in the music industry. When I was building Paris Villas, I obviously I saw this place as a retreat place, somewhere where someone can come and relax, get inspired. And it's only natural for me to bring what I like to do over here, you know, and it only made sense when I started promoting this place and I started building the studio and bringing like just private sessions around and people were really loving it. And I was like, you know what, maybe there's some sort of way I can bridge the gap with the network that I have in North America and bring it down here and maybe do something bigger and better so that people are actually getting something out of it rather than just cooking up in the studio and having nothing to fall back on.
Excellent. This is excellent. Let me say kudos to you. Now let's break it down. The camp is here. Like you said, you've got persons from all walks of life that is here. What was the duration of the camp? What was the nature of how it was set up? And I believe we've got something on Wednesday. Is going to be a panel discussion type sort of thing. That's all part of this. So can you break it down?
Yeah, so then the camp was pretty much a 1 week long camp. We did a variety of things from Q&As. So we had a living room session where we had all of our locals come, ask the questions that they really wanted to know, whether it's how to make music, you know, what is my why, you know, like all the different things that you need to know to progress your music to the next level. That's one part of it. But we also think that experience and hands-on working with these people and seeing their work ethic and seeing how they collaborate with one another and the business side of doing those things is important too. So we set up 3 different stations within the villa where they can be divided amongst the producers and engineers and songwriters, and they can just bounce around in different rooms, whatever they're feeling, and touch on whatever they want to touch on if they're comfortable. I think that's one thing that's important. Classroom and classwork is nice, but when you get to actually be in the room with those people and get inspired and see like how things are being done on a professional level, it changes your perspective.
Wonderful. We're going to talk about what's happening on Wednesday, but you know, what when you sit down now, because now we see in this is a start, right? What is your future plans? What do you hope to see this little fruit here realizing in the future?
I want to see it become a legacy program where we're not doing it once a year. Like I said, it's called No Creative Left Behind, right? We want to be able to do this at least quarterly and not only tap into music, I want to tap into visual arts, performing arts, you know, fashion, all these different creatives that are looking for ways to monetize their crafts. And we have a lot of talented people here, you know, it's just a matter of getting them the visibility, learning how to monetize their stuff and how to, you know, sharpen their tools and skills and learn from the best.
Right. What is the panel discussions going to be like?
So the panel discussion is going to be more open discussion based. It's just going to be kind of a discussion about how the music industry is today, you know, getting into the music industry, breaking in the music industry, the business side of it. And we're going to open it up to everyone to come through, whoever wants to learn from these professionals. I think it's a very important opportunity for everybody who wants to take that route seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because these are people that have made money doing it and have put people in positions to make money to do it. So I think, it's more an open discussion where you can see how the conversation goes. And if you want to chime in, if you have questions, you feel free to ask.
Right. Who are some of the persons who are going to be presenting on?
So we have two A&Rs, which is Chibu and Rob Jua. Very professional, been in the industry for more than 10 years. We have a songwriter, engineer, and producer all in one package. So he's going to talk about all the different scopes of creating music, writing music, how to grow how he grew his career in that field. And we also have like just general producers and we have a video guy, Dragan, that will also be a part of the panel talking about film direction and all that kind of stuff.
Wonderful. Oh, well, this is a great start for me. You just made I'm passionate about the industry, as you very well know. So you just really brought some joy to me in that light. I think this is much needed on the island. So thank you for, you know, definitely going that route. Where can persons follow what is going on? I mean, there might be creatives who might miss what's happening here for the first time, but you know,
well, we're just starting out. Right now, we have an Instagram, No Creative Left Behind. Once we've done the entire retreat and camp, we'll create a website where people will be able to sign up for the next one. We'll be able to post all of our content on there and, you know, continue following up with updates. But No Creative Left Behind on Instagram is where we're at right now.
Wonderful. I like it. No Creative Left Behind. You guys go follow up and see what's going on there. This is a good start right here for our industry. Thank you, Farid. The privilege of connecting with two of the A&R reps who are here on the island to facilitate that mission, that drive, that new body that we're hearing about, No Creative Left Behind. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
You're Chibo? Chibo and
Rob Jua.
Wardrobe. Tell me a little bit about you.
Jua.
Rob Jua. Jua.
Yes.
Oh, what is it? French? What is it?
Swahili.
Swahili. Kenya. You're African.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You African as well? You both? Nigeria. I'm not seeing. Okay, Nigeria. All right, good. got it out. Gentlemen, tell me a little bit about yourself, your musical industry, and basically just round off to, you know, what it means for you guys to, you know, to be here to lend your support to this mission.
Originally, obviously, I'm Nigerian descent, but I was born in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And started from there. I was an athlete first, but before I came into music, been in music for about 10, 12 years. On the the business side of things, and the A&R side. So now we just bring our knowledge and our expertise here to be able to grow the community and also still do what we do at home. Just bringing the work here and including them into our work and be able to also teach them how to, you know, from A to Z, how to really do everything. So.
Wonderful. how vital is this for you in terms of the industry? In terms of the industry and ensuring that particular component of it. Talent is one thing, you know, talent, we've got a lot of talents all over the place.
But like we was telling the kids earlier, the guys earlier, mindset is another thing. So like Chibu, myself, I'm another music executive, creative, you know, motivational speaker. We all come from the music background, but to be honest, a lot of people you quit before you even get to this space because it's so hard. So a big part of this is learning the mindset needed to get in this space and exceed, which is the same mindset needed to exceed in life overall. So a big part of this camp has been speaking to these guys and reprogramming the mindset. Because if you don't have that, you're already lost before you started. So it's super, super important to have the right mindset, you know, have emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, intellectual intelligence, be intelligent about the business, the ups and downs and everything like that. Because again, if you don't have that, you lost before you started.
The industry is quite saturated. I mean, and more we're seeing, you know, the dynamics has been, it's overpowering. So what is going to define you is very vital. Being able to define yourself in this industry is vital.
Yes, extremely. I mean, what's going to define you is you being true to you and figure out how to build a community who love who you are and take that and let them be your biggest fans, and then learn how to put infrastructure around your business. So I like where the music and the industry is at, with everything happening with AI and all these new technologies, because there's no real hiding the sauce anymore. Like, you can figure it out now if you just want to use your intellect. There's no question you can't find an answer to. You can just use ChatGPT, AI. So they have it really, really good now. We have to go find it the hard way.
Exactly.
Books, questions, internships, everything.
Right.
They can
and sometimes through experience as well.
Yeah, they could go on their phone.
A lot of times through experience as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Right.
They can just go on their phone right now and ask their phone to decode a contract. Like, what?
Let me just wire back down a bit. Since you've been here, interacting with our young creators, what are some of the things that you picked up that you believe is workable, or some of the things that you think we need to?
I mean, we'll go back to what Rob was saying. I think mindset was the first thing we pick up. You know, some people don't know exactly what they want to do. You kind of need to know a certain or where you want to go and your why to be able to go to the next step. But one thing I did notice too, I mean, some have natural talent, so that's something I've also been able to see. We've also been able to see as well. But main thing is really getting into their mind first, and we're noticing that, you know, they're not exposed to what can give them the knowledge. So you know, we're giving them that little exposure, and it's obviously opening their minds, but noticing that at that novice level. So trying to get that.
Wonderful. Now, generally, you have the audience of our audience at DBS. You only have a few people here who are aligned to the camp. If you were to throw something out to other creatives out there who might be viewing this, what would you say to them?
The most important thing from my experience is, like, take all the time in the world to learn who you are, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, intellectually, religiously, whatever, all the leads in the world. Take that time to invest in yourself, because if you don't have that base or that anchorage or that foundation that's strong from the jump, none of this matters. Not music, not if you want to be a doctor or whatever you want to be, doesn't matter, because you don't go through tough times when you're going after big things. And if you don't have a solid base, you're gonna fold.
You're gonna fold all the time.
You're gonna quit. So that's what I would say.
Wonderful. You want to add anything to that?
I mean, I think that's obviously first. You know, and when it comes to the music, doing as much research as you can on your own, just in regards to the business aspect of it. Obviously, the creative is an expression of yourself, so you can be able to find your way in that. But a lot of creators don't know the business and leave it up to the ones. But I think every creator should also know the business.
Yeah.
So do your own proper research. Do we have Google? We have the phone. You can search it. You know, do all of that.
A creative that doesn't know the business will get left behind. And this is about no creatives being left behind.
Be left behind. So I think that's a perfect note to end on. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing your expertise.
We love your country, man.
You'll be back.
Yes.
You'll be back.
Yes.
I know you'll be back. And guess what? In our final feature, Cadas Bakery is a household name. You don't need me, the Grenadian, to tell you that. And we caught up with Lena because they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. Here in the heart of Castries, well, I like to call it the community or the capital of Castries. We're in the Marshall area. Cadas Bakery is a household name. Trust me, from the time I landed in St. Lucia, Cadas was very much present, and you can tell and feel that it's definitely a household name. I'm here with Lena. Lena Cadas is the daughter, you know, we're going down to the generation 50 years, Lena.
Yes.
That's a lot.
50 years this month.
Definitely. Now, briefly, let's just walk through. I want to get your sense of what it was like, you know, transitioning into this business.
Yes, Cadas Bakery is extremely proud of reaching this important milestone, 50 years of serving St. Lucia. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank our many patrons who've been there with us over the years and who have sustained us. And also the many suppliers, agents, people that have come to our rescue when we've been in need of ingredients or equipment. I want to say a big thank you to them.
It's very vital to have
Absolutely.
transition 50 years. That's definitely
50
huge.
years.
Now, from your standpoint, I want to go there with you. That must have been when you were a little girl growing up. This was
Absolutely.
happening.
Knee high.
Come on, what was going on? Explain to
Yeah.
us. What was it like? What do you remember as a child of
Sure.
this business?
Sure. I mean, we returned to St. Lucia in 1974. That's when the business started. I won't say how old I was, but as a little girl growing up, I assimilated a lot of what was going on, seeing my dad and my uncles involved with the business. And to be honest, we started in the village of Onslow. That's where that's where our beginnings are deeply rooted, with my dad and uncles being born and bred in Onslow.
Unintended, I'm sure.
Yes. And, you know, we began selling bread on the back of a wagon car. My dad would drive into various communities. My mom would sell bread at the back of the vehicle in the Lepanse area where we lived, to the Lepanse community. So I saw business in action from a very young age. And I was fortunate enough that my father could fund my education in the UK. I spent many years there working, which was extremely valuable in terms of my skill set and my management experience. And then I came back 10 years ago when he passed to run the business with my brother.
Oh, wonderful. Now, fast forward into here, because we've got about 5 minutes and we really want to get a sense. For a while, this one was closed down in the area. Was it for renovation purposes?
Yes.
And now, as part of the 50th celebration, it looks like it's a really big, huge, reopen is happening here. Let's talk about the celebration of 50 years, quite a milestone like we have all can agree upon.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you are going to be recognizing as part of this milestone?
So it's a big month for us. We start this week by launching our website, and also we will be launching our customer loyalty card, which will be available in all of our shop locations in Castries and Rodney Bay. And
how does it work? I'm curious. I've seen some little stars on there. So it's not one that you swipe.
no, it isn't.
How does it work?
So when you make a purchase, you simply ask for your card to be stamped.
Oh, great.
And you return with
when it's filled.
Yes, when it's filled, and you get a freebie from us.
Oh gosh, this
So
is good.
it's a small way of showing our gratitude to our loyal customers.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
Now, I know that you are very much involved with the jazz. What is going to be happening? Some menus, some of the top chefs on the island have been utilizing
Our
your products in some of their
absolutely.
menus as well.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Yes. So firstly, let me say that we are making some donations of sweet items to the Junior Jazz, taking place on Thursday and Friday. So specifically to give sustenance to the performers, the young people who are at the event. And then following on from that, we will be at the Pigeon Point landmark for the 4 days of jazz. And it's groundbreaking for us to be a bakery. I think we're the first bakery to be at the Jazz Festival. And we really want to represent. I want to also pay homage to the culinary arts scene in St. Lucia in the context of the Jazz and Arts Festival. I think many chefs and bakers across St. Lucia, cooks, they showcase what St. Lucia has to offer in terms of our culinary talents. And I hope And I expect that ourselves as a concessionaire and the other concessionaires that are going to be at the various jazz events will do St. Lucia proud and showcase a slice of what we have to offer in terms of local cuisine. Certainly from a Cadas Bakery standpoint, we will have some of our new products on offer in terms of our savory range particularly, and some sweet items as well. The traditional Danish, which we know many people love, but we will be doing a few twists.
Oh,
And
nice.
including a collaboration with a local chef who has produced some local apricot jam for us.
Wow, this is amazing. Now, we're about to wrap up our 5 minutes, but briefly, what does it take? I mean, 50 years to have transitioned into an ever, vibrant industry like this one. I mean, taste buds are constantly changing, ways of doing things, I'll be hearing a lot about, bread, and we got to make different breads, and the gluten and the this, we got to start thinking health conscious, and we started, so many things. Cadas has withstand all of these transitioning periods in 50 years, and it's still here, very current, very much a household name. What's the trick? Is there a trick, or what's the
Well,
trick?
there isn't a trick, but there is something called hard work, determination, and a commitment to continuous development and continuous improvement. With a business like this, you have got to maintain your quality and be consistent. You have to nurture, promote, support your staff so that they see their value and they develop their own creativity in this environment, and we're very much about that. We also want to be an employer of choice where St. Lucian chefs choose us as a place that they want to come to because they align with the vision that we have, and they share that in terms of wanting to be St. Lucia's premier bakery. And of course, as you say, times are changing. You have to stay with the times. You have to be close to the ground and recognize what your consumers are wanting. And many of our traditional items remain staples, but nonetheless, we have to innovate and we have to respond to consumer taste and desires.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations and happy
Thank you so
anniversary
much.
to Cadas Bakery, you and the entire family and the team. Because I know you have an amazing team here as well that lends to the whole experience of Cadas Bakery. All the best. You said website is coming up shortly.
Yes, the website will be online. Let me just say this, our anniversary date is actually the 15th of May.
Right.
So we'll be having giveaways and sampling in all of our shop locations, and the evening culminates with a nice reception, again to say thanks to many of our suppliers and agents.
Lena, you're a darling. Certainly.
Thank you
I
very
hope I'm going
much.
to catch some of those on the 15th
Yes,
as well.
most
Certainly.
definitely.
All the best.
Thanks again.
All the best.
Thank you.
And there you go. I hope you enjoyed our features for this morning. To all the lovely folks who continue to look forward to the morning show, look forward to us again tomorrow, God's willing, and let's do it again.